So the Oculus Quest. Well, I had it for a while now. I have it since Friday. This is like my fourth day so far with the Oculus Quest. And let me give you my honest opinion, because a lot of you want to know, should I buy this? Should I not buy this? I have Oculus Go. Should I go ahead and upgrade to the Oculus Quest? Well, it really depends on the experience that you want to have. Now, if you have Oculus Go, one crucial benefit is going to be these two controllers. These two controllers are going to be one crucial experience that, in my opinion, is going to be the important part. These controllers are pretty much like the Oculus Rift S, and having these controllers in your hand, it's much better than using that little tiny Oculus Go controller. Oculus Go, to me, it's more of a mobile VR experience. Oculus Quest, it's more of a portable VR gaming experience, because you can really have some awesome gaming experiences with the Oculus Quest. Not to mention the fact that you have these inside trackings, which are much better than the ones that you see on the Oculus Go. Uh, there's tons of stuff uh, on the Oculus Quest that will keep you busy. One of my coolest features that I use personally, this is just my experience, that I've been using, it's the big screen. Big screen, basically, it's like you being inside a movie theater with the VR headset, and then you watch what other people are playing. In the future, they're gonna have movies and where you can purchase movies and watch them on the big screen. But for right now, it's just people streaming stuff on 3D, and it really looks great. Has a really great social experience where you can meet other people, talk to them while you're watching a movie. There's also another app called the Rec Room, where you can go ahead, create your own character, create your own world. It's kind of like a Minecraft social VR experience. There's tons of stuff, guys. You're not going to be bored. What I'm trying to say is this. You're not going to be bored with the Oculus Quest. But the one key benefit here is the fact that you can take this with you. It's portable, and I think this is the future. The future, to me, it's not having all these wires. The one problem that I have with the HTC Vive and PlayStation VR is the fact that there's so many damn wires hanging from your head, and on top of all these wires, you have to be tethered to a console and a television. So that's another problem that I see with PlayStation VR and these PC VR headsets. You still have to be tethered to a laptop or to a desktop. I think this is going to be the future. I think this is the first step of many, but I think eventually this is where it's going to be. 10 years from now, everything's going to be wireless. Just like in that movie, Ready Player One. This is what people want. People don't want to be tethered to anything. They want to be able to take a device, put it on their head, and be good to go. And I think with Oculus Quest, you're going to be able to achieve that very easily. Now, I already spoke about the one negative that I have about this VR headset, and that's it's very heavy. You know, to me, that's the one problem. Is I wish that in the future that they can fix this problem. Where if they could reduce the weight and put all this CPU power inside, making it lighter, I think that would be the most desirable way to go. But other than that, Oculus Quest, in my honest opinion, it's something that you guys need to try. This video is not me reviewing it. This video is just me giving you guys my experience so far. I love the VR headset. There's plenty of stuff to do. The battery life, it's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on what you're playing. Does it get warm? Does it heat up? It does heat up actually, depending on like how much are you using it. And if you're using some like very heavy duty apps, then this part right here will be like a microwave. It's going to be very hot. But overall, you can cool it off. Just make sure that you are in a very air conditioned, cool room. If you're in a very hot room, that's not good for this VR headset. And this is also why you don't want to take this VR headset outside, because bringing it outside with humidity and the heat, it's not going to help this VR headset. This is really not meant to be outdoors. This is really meant to be indoors. And that's where you should keep this VR headset. Okay. There is a microphone, which I already mentioned right over here. You do have a built-in microphone here, but you can also use your own microphone if you like. There's the headphone jack right there. I prefer to use my own SteelSeries headset. There's also a built-in speakers, just like they are built in on Oculus Go. It's right on the right underneath this Velcro, and that's where it's at. Like I said, my only issue with the Oculus Quest was the weight. I wish that there was a way for them to reduce the weight, but other than that, I mean, you can get used to it. At first it's kind of like uncomfortable, but once you get used to it, it becomes like a second nature. So all in all, what can I say? My first experience is pretty good. Like I said, I like it. I've been using it now for 5 days. Well, actually, not 5 days. Let me see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days. 4 days technically. It is, I mean, it is $400. Guys, you are paying $400, but I think the $400 justifies the experience justifies the $400, because you get to bring this with you. If you're traveling, if you're going somewhere, you get to bring this with you, and you get to experience all of these cool games and cool apps that they have. I think one of the coolest app that you guys going to be most likely busy using is going to be big screen, and this thing looks beautiful on the big screen, especially if you're watching a 3D content, and there's plenty of 3D content on the big screen. So I hope this video helps. I just felt like giving you guys my status on how I feel about this Oculus Quest, whether or not you should buy it. I hate to tell people to buy something or don't buy something. I would rather I just tell you that if you love VR, and if you would like to bring the VR experience with you everywhere you go, where you don't have to be tethered to a laptop or computer, and you don't like to have all the wires hanging, if you want to have the true freedom, the Oculus Quest will do that for you. Now, there's another VR headset called the Oculus Rift S. Oculus Rift S, it's a pretty good update from the original Oculus Rift, due to the fact that you don't have to plug in so many sensors and USB 3.0 cables. but still you have to be tethered to a computer in order for you to use the headset. Here you don't have to be tethered to anything because everything happens inside this VR headset. So I hope that this video was helpful, and that's all I got for you guys. You know, I would not compare this to a PlayStation VR because PlayStation VR, it's a different experience. Um, you got a bunch of exclusive games on the PlayStation VR, so it's hard to compare this to PlayStation VR. You know. All right, guys. Have a good one, though. Take care.